You ever notice how in football, there's always that one guy who doesn't just play the game? He starts calling audibles mid play, like everyone else is following the system, and then there's that one player who's like, nah, we're doing this instead. And suddenly, the entire field shifts. Now imagine that, but not on a field. Imagine someone doing that inside billion-dollar companies. I'm talking about a guy who can look at a company that's just coasting, doing okay, and instead of investing and hoping it goes up, he steps in and basically says, "You're doing this wrong." And then things start happening. Executives get comfortable, strategies change, entire directions flip. And if he's right, he doesn't just make money, he forces the outcome. That's the game we're getting into today. Okay, I know, maybe I overdid that intro, but seriously, the man I just described is Dan Loeb. Daniel F. Loeb is an American investor, hedge fund manager, and philanthropist born in 1961, Santa Monica, California. Dan Loeb is a descendant of Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev. He attended Palisades Carter High School. His father was a partner at the Los Angeles law firm of Irell and Manella LLP and general counsel for Williams Sonoma Inc. He also served as an outside director of Mattel for over 30 years. His mother, Claire, is a historian and independent scholar. Loeb's great aunt, Ruth Handler, created the Barbie doll and co-founded Mattel, so I think it's fair to say that Dan Loeb had a very pleasant lifestyle growing up. While attending Columbia, Dan Loeb was classmates with the future first citizen Barack Obama, whose presidential campaign he later offered significant financial support. While at Columbia, Loeb made $120,000 in the stock market, which he later lost on an investment in a firm called Puritan Bennett Inc. He later said the loss taught him a lesson in over-concentrating positions. After graduating from Columbia with a bachelor's degree in economics in 1983, Dan Loeb worked multiple jobs, including a job in private equity, a record label, and commercial banking. But in 1995, Dan Loeb decided to take a leap and start his own thing. After receiving $3.3 million from family and friends, Loeb started Third Point Management. Third Point, which is based in New York, has 6 additional offices in Sunnyvale, California, Los Angeles, Stamford, Connecticut, India, Hong Kong, and London. Third Point is primarily an activist hedge fund, meaning it takes significant stakes in public companies and actively pushes for changes to unlock shareholder value. Loeb often engages with management through board representation, public letters, which have given him a reputation for being financially savvy and for his withering criticism of corporate executives who are unfortunate enough to stumble in his sights. And lastly, strategic proposals for cost-cutting, restructuring, or asset sales. Loeb has pushed for changes in companies like Yahoo and Sony to improve performance. Some would argue that those companies would not be around if it wasn't for Loeb. Loeb emphasizes in-depth fundamental analysis, examining financial statements, assessing management effectiveness, and evaluating long-term strategic potential. Rather than diversifying across dozens of positions, Third Point often holds larger positions in fewer companies, reflecting high conviction in its bets. Third Point invests across industries and geographies, from equities, bonds, and derivatives. In short, Dan Loeb's Third Point combines activist engagement, event-driven opportunities, and deep fundamental research with a concentrated, flexible portfolio that can adapt to market inefficiencies. Since its inception, Third Point's annualized average returns total approximately 16.2%. In 2012, the firm returned 21.2%, outperforming the S&P's return of 16%, making it one of the best hedge funds on Wall Street. In 2024, the fund had $11.5 billion of assets under management, making it one of the biggest hedge funds in the world, and Dan Loeb one of the wealthiest hedge fund managers.